Right, a little quiz for you. A friend of mine rang me up the other day on Sunday. He's been in quarantine with whooping cough. His girlfriend rang him up and said that she had an electrical problem in her property. True story. So she said that some of her sockets, her kitchen sockets, weren't working, and would he come down and sort them out? So he duly arrived wearing his mask, his goggles and his gloves, standing a 2 metre distance from her, and described the following scene to me. Okay, so he said that he had a split load board with the main switch being here. Then these were RCBOs. RCBOs, RCBO, RCBO, RCBO. Then we had an RCD and circuit breakers here. So what he was saying that the kitchen ring circuit, which happened to be this one here, wasn't working. So he tested at a couple of sockets within the kitchen, and rightly enough there was no power. He then went to the RCBO and tested the load side of the RCBO and had nothing coming out of it. He tested the feed side, so in other words the side with the buzz bar, and had 230 volts. So he came to the conclusion that the RCBO was faulty. He then swapped the RCBO for the one next to it, which just happened to be a 32 amp and was spare. Okay, so he removed this RCBO and made the one next to it, it's to do the ring circuit. What I should say is, at this before he did that, he safely isolated, so he turned the RCBOs off, turned all the circuit breakers off in the RCD, and then dropped out the main switch in the right order as you would expect him to do it. So he only had limited test equipment with him. He tested the circuit, the RCBO circuit, the ring circuit, and to make sure he had insulation resistance and continuity. He then proceeded to turn on the main switch, one at a time, starting with this RCBO, turn it on, everything was fine. Next RCBO, turn it on, everything was fine. This one was now blank, and turned on the kitchen circuit. He then went round to the kitchens and did a voltage indication on each of the sockets, and everything was hunky-dory. Went back to the main board, turned on the RCD, turned on this circuit, everything was fine. This circuit, everything was fine. This circuit, and there was a pop. Okay, so there's a pop and the RCD went out. Okay, now what I want you to do is consider that, come up with a reason for the loss of power. So what I want you to do is consider what could have happened, come up with a set of reasons why it happened, and email them to me. I actually know what went on. I came up with it within a few minutes, and told him what I believed it was, and he came back about half an hour later and said, yes, you're correct. Okay, so that's your task for today, or task for a little bit of a laugh, if you like. Come up with some sort of reasons why the RCD would trip. Incidentally, the circuit that popped was a ring circuit upstairs. He hadn't actually worked on that circuit. The only circuit he'd worked on was the kitchen one, and all he'd done is changed the RCBO. The circuit was working before he arrived, but no longer worked. Good luck, and if you look at the next video, you'll see what actually did happen.